My beloved child, something quiet yet powerful is unfolding around you at this very moment. Pause for a second. There is someone who cannot shake your name from their thoughts. Someone who has been watching you move through your days with silent strength. Someone who feels a deep, unspoken concern for your heart, your future, your well-being. This message did not reach you by coincidence. Don't skip. Because what you are about to understand may change the way you see the silence around you. You think no one notices. You think your struggles pass unseen. You believe the nights you stayed strong when you felt alone were invisible. They were not. There is a person who senses when your energy shifts. When you grow quiet. When you pretend you are fine. They may not always speak it out loud, but their spirit reacts to yours. And right now, they are deeply concerned. Not in a fearful way. Not in a controlling way. But in a way that says, you matter more than you realize. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. This concern is not weakness. It is connection. It is the kind of awareness that only forms when two paths are mysteriously tied together. You may not see the thread, but it exists. And here is the surprising truth. The moment you started doubting your worth was the exact moment their heart grew restless. The moment you felt like giving up quietly was the moment they felt something was off. How could that be? Because some bonds do not require constant conversation. They operate beneath words. Beneath distance. Beneath pride. Someone is watching you grow, and they are worried you do not see how extraordinary you truly are. They sense your exhaustion. They sense your quiet tears. They sense your brave smile. And they are thinking about you right now. This is not random. This is not imagination. It is alignment. Something huge is waiting for you, but before it arrives, this concern had to rise. Before a breakthrough, awareness appears. Before a new chapter, someone begins to care louder than before. The powerful message that found you today is simple, yet life-changing. You are not navigating this season alone. Even when no message appears. Even when no call comes through. Even when everything seems still. Energy moves. And right now, someone's heart is tuned to yours more closely than ever. But why now? Why at this exact moment in your life? That answer is closer than you think. And it reveals something even bigger than concern. Stay with me. There is a reason your heart feels slightly different tonight. The air around you has shifted, even if you cannot explain how. That concern we spoke about, it has grown deeper. It has turned into intention. Someone is not just thinking about you anymore. They are reflecting. They are replaying conversations in their mind. They are remembering the way you smiled when you were trying to be strong. They are realizing they may have underestimated what you carry inside. Don't skip. Because this is where everything changes. The powerful message that found you is not only about concern. It is about awakening. You see, sometimes a person does not understand your value while you are standing right in front of them. Sometimes they only recognize your depth when they feel the distance, when they sense you pulling your energy back, when your silence becomes louder than your words. And something inside them has awakened. Stay till the end. Because what they are beginning to understand about you is once in a lifetime. They are starting to see that your kindness was rare. Your patience was intentional. Your loyalty was not ordinary. They are realizing you were never too much. You were simply more. More thoughtful. More intuitive. More real. And here is the revelation that may surprise you. The concern they feel right now is mixed with clarity. Clarity that you are stepping into a new version of yourself. Clarity that you are growing beyond old limitations. Clarity that if they do not move with honesty soon, they may lose the chance to stand beside you in your next chapter. Something huge is waiting for you. But before it arrives, the universe gently nudges certain hearts awake. It stirs reflection. It plants realization. This person senses that you are on the edge of transformation. They can feel that you are no longer the same. You are quieter, but stronger. Softer, but wiser. Calmer, but more powerful. And that shift, it has them deeply concerned in the most beautiful way. Concerned that they might not have expressed enough. Concerned that they might not have shown you how much you matter. Concerned that time is moving faster than they expected. This message found you because you needed confirmation. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are not alone in your growth. Someone is waking up to your worth. And what they are about to do next may surprise you even more. Don't skip. Because the next moment could reveal why this concern is building into action. Right now, a decision is forming in a heart that once stayed silent. You may not see it. You may not hear it. But you can feel it. That quiet concern has turned into a restless pull. A realization that you are slipping into a new chapter, and they are standing at a crossroads. Don't skip. Because this is the moment where concern becomes courage. They are beginning to understand that your presence was never ordinary. The way you listened. The way you supported. The way you carried your own burdens without asking for applause. They thought you would always be there. But now, they feel the shift. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. You have grown in ways they did not expect. Your silence has become powerful. Your distance has become dignified. Your focus has become sharper. And here is the shocking truth. Your growth is what woke them up. The more you stopped chasing. The more you started choosing yourself. The more you poured energy back into your own dreams. The more they realized what they were about to lose. This is not about desperation. It is about awareness. They are concerned because they see you evolving into someone unstoppable. They sense that you are stepping into a season where you will no longer accept half-hearted effort. And that realization is humbling them. You were never meant to shrink to make others comfortable. You were meant to expand. And now that expansion is visible. Something huge is waiting for you, but before it arrives, there is a moment of alignment. A moment where someone gathers the courage to match your energy. They are asking themselves questions they never asked before. Did I take them for granted? Did I miss the signs? Am I too late? And while they reflect, you continue to rise. That is the powerful message that found you. You are not chasing anymore. You are attracting. And the person who is deeply concerned about you right now is standing on the edge of a choice that could change everything between you. The next move will not come from fear. It will come from realization. And when realization meets courage, something extraordinary begins. A quiet breakthrough is about to echo louder than any words ever could. You may think nothing is happening. But beneath the surface, everything is shifting. The person who is deeply concerned about you has reached a turning point. The reflection is no longer passive. The awareness is no longer gentle. It is urgent. Not rushed. Not chaotic. But undeniable. Don't skip. Because this is where concern transforms into action. They have finally admitted something to themselves. Something they avoided for a long time. They care more than they allowed themselves to show. They value you more than their pride ever admitted. And now that you are rising, now that your energy feels independent and steady, they feel the distance like never before. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. You see, when someone realizes your worth at the same moment you stop seeking their validation, it creates a powerful shift. You are no longer trying to prove anything. You are no longer over-explaining your heart. You are simply standing in your truth. And that quiet confidence is magnetic. Here is the once-in-a-lifetime revelation. The very moment you decided to choose yourself fully was the exact moment they decided they could not afford to lose you. That alignment is not random. It is timing. They are preparing to step forward in a way they never have before, more honest, more open, more intentional. Because they sense that if they wait too long, you will continue moving forward without looking back. This is not about chasing. This is about recognition. They recognize your strength. They recognize your light. They recognize that you are entering a chapter where only genuine energy can remain beside you. And that realization has changed everything. Something huge is waiting for you. The concern that once lived quietly inside them is now becoming clarity. And clarity always leads to movement. You may not know the exact day or hour. But you will feel it. A shift in tone. A deeper conversation. An unexpected truth spoken out loud. The powerful message that found you was never meant to create doubt. It was meant to prepare you. Because when someone finally steps forward with sincerity, you will be ready. And the next chapter will not begin with confusion. It will begin with certainty. The next chapter is closer than your doubts would ever admit. Feel that? That subtle anticipation in your chest, that quiet expectation you cannot explain. It is not imagination. It is alignment coming into view. The person who is deeply concerned about you has reached clarity. And clarity changes behavior. Don't skip. Because this is the moment where everything you sensed begins to make sense. They now understand that your silence was not distance, it was growth. Your calm was not indifference, it was strength. Your independence was not rejection. It was self-respect. And here is the surprising truth. They admire you more now than ever before. Not because you waited. Not because you pleaded. But because you evolved. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. There is a powerful shift happening behind the scenes. Conversations they are rehearsing. Words they are gathering. Honesty they are preparing to express. They are no longer concerned about losing control. They are concerned about losing you. And that difference changes everything. For the first time, they are ready to meet you at your level, not halfway, not partially, but fully aware of your value. This is the powerful message that found you. You were never meant to chase love. You were meant to inspire it. You were never meant to beg for recognition. You were meant to awaken it. And now that awakening has taken place. Something huge is waiting for you, not because you forced it, but because you aligned with it. When they step forward, it will not feel rushed. It will not feel uncertain. It will feel clear. Clear like the moment you finally chose yourself. Clear like the realization that you deserve depth, honesty, and intention. This story was never about someone simply being concerned. It was about someone finally understanding what you truly mean to them. And when realization meets courage, a new beginning does not whisper. It arrives with certainty. There is a moment just before everything changes, and you are standing inside it right now. It feels ordinary on the surface. But beneath it, something extraordinary is aligning. The person who is deeply concerned about you is no longer wrestling with uncertainty. They have crossed an invisible line within themselves. The hesitation that once held them back is dissolving. Don't skip. Because this is the turning point you never saw coming. They have realized that your presence in their life was never accidental. The timing. The connection. The way you understood them without long explanations. It was rare. And rare things are not easily replaced. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Here is the revelation that may take your breath away. While you were learning to be okay without them, they were learning they are not okay without you. Not in a dependent way. Not in a dramatic way. But in a deeply human way. They miss your insight. They miss your calm strength. They miss the feeling of being truly seen. And now that they recognize it, they cannot ignore it. The concern that started as a quiet thought has grown into a clear intention, to step forward differently this time. You have changed the dynamic without forcing it. By choosing growth. By choosing peace. By choosing yourself. You shifted the entire energy. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is not just a conversation. It is alignment. Alignment between what you deserve and what they are finally ready to offer. The powerful message that found you was preparing your heart for this exact realization. You were always the steady one, the real one, the rare one. And now, as they gather the courage to move, the universe is watching how you respond. Because this next chapter will not be built on confusion. It will be built on clarity, intention, and truth. And when that moment arrives, you will feel it instantly. What is about to unfold will feel subtle at first, but it will carry the weight of destiny. You have reached the edge of a revelation. The person who is deeply concerned about you has made a quiet promise to themselves. No more guessing. No more holding back truth. No more assuming you will always wait. They feel the shift in you. And they know the window to act is narrowing. Don't skip. Because this is where the powerful message becomes personal. You were never meant to doubt your impact. Yet somehow, you questioned whether you mattered as much as you felt. Here is the once-in-a-lifetime realization. You mattered more than they were ready to admit. Your absence created clarity. Your silence created reflection. Your growth created urgency. And now, they understand something that changes everything. You are not just someone they care about. You are someone they cannot replace. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. This is not about dramatic gestures. It is about sincere movement. A conversation that feels different. Eye contact that lingers longer. Words chosen carefully because they finally understand what is at stake. They see that you are no longer operating from insecurity. You are grounded. You are aware. You are selective. And that awareness has awakened them. The concern they feel now is not fear. It is respect. Respect for your strength. Respect for your boundaries. Respect for the way you carried yourself when it would have been easier to react. Something is aligning behind the scenes. A moment where honesty replaces hesitation. And when it arrives, it will not feel chaotic. It will feel right. The powerful message that found you was not random. It was preparation. Preparation for the moment when someone finally steps forward with the sincerity you always deserved. And when that moment comes, you will recognize it instantly. Because it will match the energy you have been building within yourself all along. The silence you feel right now is not empty, it is charged with meaning. Everything has been building to this invisible crescendo. The person who is deeply concerned about you is standing in a moment of truth. No more distractions. No more denial. Just a clear awareness that you are not someone they can afford to misunderstand again. Don't skip. Because this is the realization that changes the story forever. They finally see what you carried quietly. The patience. The emotional maturity. The strength it took to walk forward without bitterness. And here is the revelation that feels almost unreal. Your calm exit from chaos became your greatest power. When you stopped over-explaining yourself. When you stopped trying to fix what was not yours to fix. When you simply chose peace. You elevated. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. That elevation did something unexpected. It made them rise too. Not because you demanded it. Not because you pressured it. But because your growth forced reflection. They understand now that your presence was a gift. Not loud. Not dramatic, but steady and rare. And rare is unforgettable. The concern they feel has transformed into admiration. They are no longer worried about losing control of the situation. They are worried about losing the chance to stand beside the person you are becoming. This is not coincidence. This is timing aligning with maturity. You are meant to see this message now, at this exact point in your journey, because the next interaction will feel different. More grounded. More honest. More intentional. Something huge is waiting for you. Not just words. Not just apologies. But alignment between actions and truth. The powerful message that found you was never about making you wait. It was about preparing you for a moment where everything finally makes sense. And when that moment arrives, it will not feel like chaos. It will feel like destiny quietly unfolding in your favor. There is a heartbeat between endings and beginnings, and you are living inside it. You can sense it, can't you? That quiet anticipation. That subtle feeling that something meaningful is about to surface. The person who is deeply concerned about you has reached the final layer of understanding. And this layer changes everything. Don't skip. Because what you are about to realize is the core of this entire journey. They have accepted that you are not the same person you were before. You are stronger now. More centered. Less reactive. More intentional. And here is the shocking, beautiful truth. They are proud of you. Proud of the way you handled silence. Proud of the way you chose dignity over drama. Proud of the way you kept evolving even when no one applauded you. That pride has turned into something powerful. Respect. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Respect transforms concern into commitment. They are no longer thinking, what if? They are thinking, how do I show up correctly this time? This is where the story shifts from emotion to action. You were never meant to convince someone of your worth. You were meant to grow until your worth became undeniable. And now it is undeniable. The powerful message that found you was guiding you toward this exact realization. You were always ahead of the lesson. While they were learning, you were evolving. While they were hesitating, you were strengthening. And now the gap has closed. Something huge is waiting for you. A conversation that feels honest. A gesture that feels intentional. A moment that feels aligned instead of forced. You will recognize it instantly because it will not come from confusion. It will come from clarity. And when clarity meets courage, the next chapter does not begin with questions. It begins with certainty that you were always worth choosing. This is the moment where everything you felt quietly becomes visible. Not through noise. Not through chaos. But through a calm, undeniable shift. The person who is deeply concerned about you has made their decision. And it is not small. Don't skip. Because this is the fulfillment of the message that found you. They understand now that your presence was never temporary in their life. You were a turning point. A mirror. A lesson wrapped in kindness and strength. And here is the once-in-a-lifetime realization that changes the entire story. While you thought you were just surviving your own growth, you were inspiring theirs. Your restraint taught them maturity. Your silence taught them reflection. Your distance taught them value. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They are ready to show up differently. Not with uncertainty. Not with half-effort. But with awareness. They know that if they approach you now, it must be with sincerity. Because you are no longer operating from hope alone. You are operating from standards. And that is powerful. The concern that once lived quietly inside them has transformed into commitment. Commitment to speak clearly. Commitment to act intentionally. Commitment to meet you where you are now, not where you used to be. This is the powerful message that found you. You were never overlooked. You were observed. You were felt. You were valued more deeply than you realized. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is not just a new beginning with someone else. It is the confirmation that when you choose yourself fully, the right energy rises to meet you. The story that started with quiet concern ends with conscious alignment. And as this chapter closes, you stand stronger, wiser, and more certain than ever before. Because now you know. You were always the catalyst. And the right person finally understands it. The air around you is about to carry words you have waited for without even knowing it. Not loud words. Not dramatic promises. But clear, intentional truth. The person who is deeply concerned about you has crossed the final bridge inside their heart. There is no more confusion left. No more internal debate. Only certainty. Don't skip. Because this is where the message becomes real. They now understand that you were never asking for perfection. You were asking for presence. You were asking for honesty. You were asking to be met with the same depth you were offering. And here is the revelation that feels almost unbelievable. They are ready to give it. Not because they are afraid of losing you, but because they finally see your value clearly. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. You have stepped into a version of yourself that does not beg to be understood. You simply are. Grounded. Calm. Unapologetic about your worth. And that energy has shifted everything. The concern that once kept them awake at night has transformed into admiration and resolve. They know this next step must be different. It must be intentional. It must reflect growth. This is not a temporary emotion. This is a conscious decision. The powerful message that found you was never about creating suspense for nothing. It was guiding you toward this exact point, where the person who once hesitated now stands ready. Ready to speak clearly. Ready to show consistency. Ready to align their actions with their feelings. Something huge is waiting for you. A moment where doubt fades. A moment where clarity replaces uncertainty. A moment where you realize your patience was never wasted. Because the person who is deeply concerned about you right now has finally understood something life-changing. You were not just part of their story. You were the turning point. And now, they are ready to meet you in the chapter you have already begun writing with confidence. A new frequency is about to enter your life, and you will recognize it instantly. It will not feel forced. It will not feel uncertain. It will feel aligned. The person who is deeply concerned about you is no longer preparing in silence. They are ready to move with clarity, and that clarity carries weight. Don't skip. Because this is the culmination of everything you have felt building. There comes a rare moment in life when two people awaken at the same time. When one grows strong enough to let go, and the other grows wise enough to step forward. You are standing in that rare moment. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Here is the truth that changes everything. Your strength did not push them away. It called them higher. Your boundaries did not create distance. They created respect. Your silence did not end the connection. It refined it. And now, what returns to you will not be confusion. It will be intention. The powerful message that found you was never meant to create longing. It was meant to confirm that you are seen more deeply than you thought. Someone is deeply concerned about you right now, not because you are fragile, but because you are valuable. Valuable enough to reflect on. Valuable enough to fight their own hesitation. Valuable enough to approach differently this time. Something huge is waiting for you. Not just a conversation. Not just an apology. But a shift in dynamic that feels mature and grounded. You will feel it in the tone. You will feel it in the consistency. You will feel it in the way they show up without being asked. And when that moment arrives, you will understand why this message found you exactly when it did. Because you were never meant to chase what was uncertain. You were meant to evolve until what was certain came toward you with clarity. And now, it is moving. The shift you prayed for without words is no longer in the distance, it is at your door. You can feel the difference now. It is subtle, but undeniable. The person who is deeply concerned about you has reached a realization that cannot be undone. They understand that this connection was never casual, never ordinary, never meant to fade quietly. Don't skip. Because this is the moment where destiny feels intentional. They have replayed the memories. The laughter. The deep conversations. The unspoken understanding that existed between you. And here is the shocking truth. They finally see that what they felt with you does not happen twice. Not easily. Not often. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. You were not just someone who passed through their life. You were the calm in their chaos. The clarity in their confusion. The mirror that showed them who they could become. And now that you have stepped into your power fully, they recognize the magnitude of what you bring. The concern they feel right now is mixed with urgency. Not panic, but purpose. Purpose to align with you. Purpose to speak honestly. Purpose to protect what could become something extraordinary. The powerful message that found you is reaching its peak. You were always ahead of the lesson. You were always stronger than the silence. You were always worthy of clarity. Something huge is waiting for you. A moment where truth replaces doubt. A moment where consistency replaces confusion. A moment where you realize your patience was never weakness. It was preparation. This story began with someone being deeply concerned about you. But it evolves into something even more powerful. Someone is ready to choose you, consciously, clearly, and completely. And when that choice is spoken aloud, you will know exactly why this message found you when it did. You are about to witness the proof of everything you felt but could never confirm. It will not arrive with fireworks. It will arrive with certainty. The person who is deeply concerned about you has stepped beyond reflection and into decision. They are no longer questioning their feelings. They are preparing to express them with clarity that leaves no room for doubt. Don't skip. Because this is where the story transforms from possibility into reality. For so long, you carried your strength quietly. You refused to chase what felt uncertain. You chose self-respect over temporary comfort. And here is the once-in-a-lifetime revelation. Your decision to walk in dignity changed their entire perspective. They saw that you would not beg. They saw that you would not shrink. They saw that you could stand alone if necessary. And that realization made them understand your true value. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The concern that began as a subtle feeling has now become admiration mixed with resolve. They know that if they step toward you, it must be with authenticity. No games. No half-words. No hidden intentions. Only truth. This is the powerful message that found you. Your growth forced clarity. While you were focusing on becoming your best self, they were learning what it means to truly appreciate you. And now, appreciation is turning into action. Something huge is waiting for you. A moment where sincerity replaces uncertainty. A moment where effort feels consistent. A moment where you no longer have to guess how someone feels about you. You will feel it in the steadiness of their presence. You will feel it in the calm of their voice. You will feel it in the way they show up without being reminded. Because when someone is deeply concerned about losing what matters, they move differently. And the next move they make will not be small. It will be intentional. And you will finally see the confirmation you have quietly been waiting for. This is the chapter where silence finally speaks. Not through noise. Not through grand displays. But through a steady, undeniable shift you can feel in your bones. The person who is deeply concerned about you has reached the point of no return. They can no longer pretend this connection was ordinary. They can no longer convince themselves that you were just a phase. You were a turning point. Don't skip. Because this realization is rare. There are moments in life when someone understands your value after you have already stepped into your power. When they see you glowing without them and realize they misjudged your depth. And here is the revelation that changes everything. They are not just concerned about losing you. They are concerned about losing the future they could have with you. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They see it now, the potential, the partnership, the alignment that could exist if they rise to your level. Your patience was not weakness. Your distance was not rejection. Your calm was not indifference. It was strength. And strength commands respect. The powerful message that found you was never about keeping you waiting. It was preparing you for confirmation. Confirmation that your worth does not decrease when someone fails to see it immediately. Confirmation that growth attracts growth. Something huge is waiting for you. A conversation that feels mature. A presence that feels steady. An effort that feels consistent instead of temporary. This is no longer about what might happen. It is about what is aligning. Because when someone becomes deeply concerned about losing something real, they do not move casually. They move with intention. And the next step they take toward you will reflect everything they have finally understood. You will not have to question it. You will feel the certainty in the way they show up. And in that moment, you will realize that this entire journey was shaping both of you for something far greater than you imagined. A quiet truth is about to rise to the surface, and it will change how you see everything. You have felt the shift for a while now. The glances that last a second longer. The tone that sounds softer. The energy that feels intentional instead of accidental. This is not your imagination. The person who is deeply concerned about you has finally aligned their heart with their actions. Don't skip. Because this is the moment where the message becomes tangible. There comes a point when reflection turns into resolve. When someone realizes that if they stay silent any longer, they risk losing something irreplaceable. You are that something. And here is the once-in-a-lifetime revelation. They have accepted that you are not just important to them. You are essential to the version of themselves they want to become. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your growth did more than inspire admiration. It inspired transformation. They see that you are no longer waiting to be chosen. You are already whole. Already complete. Already moving forward with or without anyone's approval. And that realization has awakened a new level of seriousness within them. This is not temporary emotion. This is clarity. The powerful message that found you was preparing you for this very shift, where concern evolves into conscious commitment. Something huge is waiting for you. A moment when words match actions. A moment when effort feels consistent. A moment when you realize you no longer have to wonder where you stand. Because someone who is deeply concerned about you right now has decided to step forward with honesty and intention. And when they do, it will not feel uncertain. It will feel earned. It will feel steady. It will feel like two people who have grown separately, finally meeting again with clarity. And that kind of alignment does not happen often. It happens when both hearts are ready. The moment you stop expecting it is the moment it begins to unfold. That is where you are now. Calm. Grounded. No longer chasing answers. And yet, something is shifting in your favor. The person who is deeply concerned about you has reached emotional clarity that cannot be reversed. They understand the weight of what you mean to them. Don't skip. Because this is the part where realization becomes action in the real world. They have seen your independence. They have witnessed your strength. They have felt the difference in your energy. And here is the surprising truth that changes everything. Your peace unsettled them in the best possible way. When you stopped reacting. When you stopped over-explaining. When you stopped proving your worth. You became undeniable. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They are no longer wondering if they care. They know they do. They are no longer debating whether to step forward. They are planning how to do it with sincerity. The powerful message that found you was guiding you toward this exact shift. Where someone who once hesitated now feels urgency to align. Not from fear. From awareness. Awareness that what you offered was rare. Awareness that your maturity was a gift. Awareness that losing you would mean losing something extraordinary. Something huge is waiting for you. A turning point where communication feels different. A moment where effort feels consistent. A decision that feels intentional instead of emotional. You will not have to decode it. You will not have to question it. Because when someone becomes deeply concerned about your absence in their future, they do not approach casually. They approach with intention. And that intention is already forming. You are about to witness the confirmation of everything you sensed quietly within your heart. And this time, it will be undeniable. The truth has been circling you for days, and now it is ready to land. You feel it in the pauses between conversations. You feel it in the way your intuition refuses to stay quiet. The person who is deeply concerned about you is no longer standing at a distance emotionally. They have stepped forward internally, and that internal shift is about to reflect outward. Don't skip. Because this is where everything becomes visible. They have replayed the turning points. The moments they misunderstood you. The times they underestimated your silence. And here is the shocking realization that changed them. You were never difficult. You were deep. You were never distant. You were protecting your peace. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. That realization has humbled them. It has softened their pride. It has sharpened their awareness. It has awakened a desire to show up with maturity. This is not impulse. This is intentional clarity. The powerful message that found you was preparing you for this, the moment when someone sees you not through ego, not through assumption, but through truth. They now understand that your calm strength was a gift. Your boundaries were wisdom. Your silence was self-respect. And when someone becomes deeply concerned about losing someone like that, they do not hesitate anymore. Something huge is waiting for you. A conversation that feels grounded. A gesture that feels genuine. A shift that feels stable instead of temporary. You are about to see what happens when realization meets readiness. Because they know now. If they want to stand beside you, they must rise to your level. And the next move they make will not be uncertain. It will be deliberate. And when it happens, you will understand why every quiet moment led to this exact turning point. Everything is about to feel different, and you won't need anyone to explain why. The energy has shifted too clearly to ignore. The person who is deeply concerned about you is no longer wrestling with their feelings. They have moved past reflection, past realization, and into decision. And decisions create movement. Don't skip. Because this is where the waiting ends. They understand now that you are not someone who lingers in uncertainty. You are someone who evolves. And if they do not align with your evolution, they risk watching you step fully into a future that no longer includes them. Here is the once-in-a-lifetime truth that changed their heart. You were never asking for more. You were asking for real effort. Real honesty. Real presence. And now they see that what you offered was already real from the beginning. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. There is a rare kind of concern that does not create panic, it creates purpose. The kind that pushes someone to rise above their old habits and meet you with maturity. That is where they are now. They feel the weight of your absence in moments that used to feel ordinary. They recognize the depth of your influence in ways they never articulated before. And that awareness has turned into commitment. The powerful message that found you was guiding you toward this turning point, where someone's concern becomes clarity, and clarity becomes action. Something huge is waiting for you. Not chaos. Not confusion. Not mixed signals. But a grounded step forward that reflects growth on both sides. You will notice it in the consistency. You will feel it in the sincerity. You will sense it in the way they show up without hesitation. Because when someone is deeply concerned about losing something extraordinary, they do not move casually. They move with intention. And intention is already forming. The next chapter is not built on hope. It is built on realization that you were always worth choosing, and now, they are ready to prove it. This is the moment the entire journey has been preparing you for. Not a coincidence. Not an accident. But a culmination. The person who is deeply concerned about you is no longer operating from uncertainty. They have stepped into full awareness of what you mean to them, and what they stand to lose if they remain silent. Don't skip. Because this is where the powerful message found its purpose. You were never meant to chase clarity. You were meant to embody it. And as you stood firm in your growth, something extraordinary happened behind the scenes. Here is the revelation that brings everything together. Your transformation became their awakening. While you were learning to be whole on your own, they were learning how rare you truly are. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. This is not about dramatic confessions. It is about steady, undeniable action. They now understand that if they approach you, it must be with depth that matches yours. With consistency that reflects maturity. With intention that honors the connection. Because you are no longer accepting less than aligned energy. The concern that once quietly lingered inside them has turned into something powerful, resolve. Resolve to show up fully. Resolve to speak honestly. Resolve to choose you consciously. Something huge is waiting for you. A moment where everything clicks. A conversation that feels grounded. A presence that feels safe and certain. You will recognize it immediately because it will not carry confusion. It will carry peace. The powerful message that found you began with someone being deeply concerned about you right now. It ends with something even greater. Someone is ready to meet you where you stand, not in who you used to be, but in who you have become. And that alignment will not feel like a surprise. It will feel like destiny finally catching up with your growth.